All right, let's go back to one of our top stories now. The third term for pupils could look very different as the Department of Health considers scrapping the wearing of masks. Health Minister Dr. Joe Phaahla says there has been a drop in COVID-19 infections and deaths. The President's Coordinating Council is meeting today to weigh in on whether the regulations should be dropped. Will there be no masks in classrooms, and what does this mean for the safety of teachers and pupils? Well, President of the National Professional Teachers Organization of South Africa, Mr. Basil, Manuel, joins us now for his reaction. Already there was no more rotational learning for about a couple of months now, actually since the beginning of the year. So how do teachers feel about the possibility that there will be pupils who come to class with no masks?
Good morning and thanks for having me. First of all, or good afternoon rather. First of all, I think that when change happens, there are first some embedded concerns. But we've now for a long time been calling for a review of masks at schools, simply because the children are not adhering to them. It's become a fight between the teachers and the children. And of course, there are certain levels of discomfort. And we've also taken advice. Months ago, Professor Mahdi is one of the people that had said to us in one of the many webinars that he doesn't believe it's necessary. And we've looked at that, we've sourced opinion from our members, and all of them are at one with the idea that, yes, the time has come to scrap the masks. Of course, there will be those people who are still feeling cautious. And to them, we are saying, if this does happen, you can continue wearing your mask. Scrapping the masks doesn't mean that you are forced not to wear a mask. You can still do that if you have latent concerns.
And when it comes to primary schools, of course, scientists have had very different things to say in terms of children younger than 12 and children or teenagers from 13 and above, and the type of risk that they present in terms of actually being at danger of getting COVID-19 infection. So is there a difference between your members in terms of what they say, those who work in primary schools and those who work in high school?
I think our teachers in the primary schools were the most irritated by the continued mask wearing, because the little ones are expected in the junior primary especially to be expressive. They want to see what their teacher is saying, and they want to see even the facial expressions. And this has been limited. But even in our special schools, it presented another problem, where in certain special schools they couldn't use the masks. When you think about our schools that were for the auditory challenged, where people have to read lips and so on. But even in other special schools, where children are just, they were unhappy with masks on, and because teachers are in a more tactile environment, they have to be touching and they have to be guiding, it was difficult. So both in the high school and in the primary schools, our teachers are by and large saying, it's time to return to a normality. They are also saying that should things not be as bright as we think they are now, we can always go back. But there's no reason to continue to make the mask mandate linger. It is not working. It is now just an imposition whose time has run out.
I wonder if I can pick your brain, Mr. Manuel, in terms of your thoughts. I know that this doesn't necessarily have to do with your sector in the education industry, but, there are, for instance, institutions who have barred either learners or pupils or students, etc., from coming to the institution unless they can prove that they have gotten vaccinated. Now, with scientists and even government discussing the fact that we have low numbers and it looks like we do have that herd immunity, is it still necessary, do you think, for people to be barred from going into work or institutions of learning just because they haven't been vaccinated? I mean, I know it's important that people get vaccinated, but what's your thought around that?
Yes, let me underscore your latter point first. We are pro-vax, and we continue being. However, I think that throughout the world, the time has come to relook at those restrictions, because everybody is questioning the continued necessity of it. And we're seeing even now where foreign countries have dropped even the entry requirements where you need to have a vaccination card or you need to have a test just done. All those things are changing. And I believe all these institutions will have to have a relook at it. We are saying we have to go with the signs of the times. We can't be stuck in one place. We knew that COVID will come and it will go eventually. Now that it's on the wane, we've got to look at how best to handle it. And if the best way is to say, let us get back to work. We, as an education sector, we need our administrators back at work because there are still many departmental officials not there. But let our universities get back and let them start managing the issues that come with that, whilst still encouraging people to be vaccinated.